Hey, and welcome to the first video. This channel won't focus on one particular subject, but vary from anything from gaming to reactions. I do apologize for the major audio glitches in this video, and especially midway through the video. I'm on an iPhone and recording on an iPhone because I don't have a mic or a PC, so this was edited on a phone as well. But you gotta start somewhere, and I'm starting here. Enjoy the video, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Okay, so this is the first video of this new channel. Um, as I'm making this, I do not know what my YouTube name will be or what I will do. But for starters, since I will do gaming, I want to at least show my Minecraft world. I've this is just a random seed I've done. I started it at the beginning of high school, which is around 2017 to the start of 2018. Um, and this is just the world tour. This is the first house I built. It's pathetic, and it does not show my skill at all, but I have played Minecraft for some time and I do know how to build things. But this was the first thing I did, so that's just the first thing I want to show you. I made my way up to this mountain range during the beginning of my playthrough, and I ended up here. It's this beautiful flat land on top of this mountain, and this is my second main base. It's the first house I built this entire game, and it is quite expensive by survival standards, but you can do pretty much anything if you play the game for too long. And I've had this world for like 4 years, but this is how it looked from the start of the game. This is the first thing you see in my world. Inside is quite simple, basic, if not, you could call it that. So we have the kitchen, the dog. We have the kitchen, which is pretty decent size. It didn't really need a huge kitchen. Um, one storage room, not the main one, but a decent one. So it's just another bedroom, just in case anyone played with me and I had nowhere to sleep. This is just open area. First thing you see, staircase, crafting room. This update over time as updates in Minecraft are persistent. Um, Pictures. I think I went a little overboard on the pictures, but I still like them. This is my library. I just came here to record a journal. I did have a journal that that spanned at 450 days, but it burnt up in the nether because I was being stupid. This is my record room. I just like to gather all the CDs in the game, even though it took quite a long time. But it wasn't the main focus of mine, but I still got it eventually. Potion room. Despite me playing this game for like at least 8 or 7 years, 7 to 8 years, I have not made a potion in a survival case in quite a while. But this is like the first time I actually utilized the whole room to make potions. Um, yeah, upstairs is just my room. Um, Over here is a trophy case that I wanted to make, but I moved it to another building you'll see later. But this is just my room. I got the bed design from an Instagram post, but modified it a tiny bit. And I liked how it turned out because it looks like you have a blanket while you're sleeping, and it just looks pretty cool. This is the map, and this is what we'll generally see. I have all the maps in my inventory, but this is basically, I have a couple more maps collected, but these are all level 4 maps of the world. Every green blip is either a building structure I've made or a village or something exotic in the world that you can see on. It can be a landmark or it can be like a tomb or something or a pyramid. But so I haven't found a big desert yet, so there's no pyramids here. Um, as we move on, we'll check out the rest of the compound. The wall was not the first thing I built. That came way later on. I built it because too many creepers were getting on my land, and I suffered a massive explosion to the front, so I decided to put up the wall. I actually got it from the idea from Luke the Notable, because he always built a wall, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna build a wall. I did have fish in these tanks, but they despawned because this is mobile Minecraft, and mobile doesn't handle that kind of stuff. I had chickens too, and every color of sheep, but most of them despawn, and this one is like walking out, giving me like some half breed, which I like actually. That's pretty cool. Just the cows, the farm. I do not use it. It's purely for detail now. I have automated farms, stables. Over there, you can see my first beacon tower. When I was making the wall, I made the beacon, but after I was done, I put it up there because I had so many resources to spend. Archery, archery field. This is the mine shaft. I'm not gonna go all the way down there because it is quite big, and it is made by TNT and a machine that I had moved. But to give you a pretty big scale of the first part, well, multiple parts, I built that. I dug that by hand, dug this by hand. Then with the TNT machine, I came over a bit because I couldn't find anything useful, and I made this. This is the automated thing. It just shot TNT and forward to a point where I didn't bother putting torches down no more because it was too big. But this is basically where I got all my resources for the first like year and a half of this world. So as I go back upstairs, I think I have a minecart in my inventory. No, it's probably in my emergency chest, but I don't need one right now. Um, so as we go back upstairs, I think this is it. This is the first part we're in. I'm the white blip, like most people know. But yeah, I'm the white blip, and we have a lot to cover in this first part. I'm going to cover most of the things on this map first because it's easier for me, and this place is so big that I'm probably going to like make it easier for me to edit this by making multiple parts. But over there is a windmill. I did not make that by my mind. That was another YouTuber. But I was gonna put a giant field of corn and stuff. But I mean, not corn, of wheat and carrots. But I decided not to because I had automated farms and I didn't really feel like planting all of it yet. I might do something like that in the future, but not here. This is my massive redstone lab. It's mainly inspired by Mumbo Jumbo's massive labs that he makes and the Hermitcraft server and what they do over there. This is a giant TNT cannon that I got on a YouTube video, which you can find. It's very powerful. It helped me mine. It's actually what made the giant hole back down there. But I moved it because it looked quite ugly and was too big, and I didn't feel like going around it all the time. This is the first floor. Well, this is technically the second floor. There's a basement, but this is basically the first part. I have a bee room, which the bees despawned. I had in here I studied or studied the wither. You can actually see some of my notes, but they're not very detailed. But this is where I basically made, and this is like a basically an office here. This is my smelter. I use this smelter a lot throughout the world. It's in most of my main bases or giant bases, but this is the smelter. It's a very good design. I got it from Mumbo Jumbo, I think, and it hasn't failed me yet. This used to be a cobblestone generator. It broke during an update. Next floor is the I think it's the monster room. No, it's more labs. I had a potion lab to study potions, which is where I recorded all the potion ingredients. Chicken farm, which I wish was gone because it's still loud. This used to be a kelp farm, but it broke because I don't know, so it's just a bamboo farm now. But it used to give me a lot of XP, but not anymore. This is the top part of the cobblestone generator. I think this next floor is the monster lab. The monsters despawn, but I had almost every monster in the game. Zombies, creepers, skeletons, and it was a bother to get them up here with minecarts, and they despawn even though they were named, which I think happened during an update, but they're gone now. Up here is my lab. Oh well, not lab, my office. I'm just gonna break the door down. It's actually a keycard door. You need a keycard to get in here, but I don't have the card on me right now. I don't know why I left it, but that's my Ender Dragon egg, my first Nether star, my first diamond sword, first Netherite, first diamond, and first Wither skull. This is my office. The key cards in here. They're literally called key card. Backup maps, and that's my golem. Ender chest, just in case I really need emergency supplies. Has my backup armor and stuff. This is the basically the first basement, if you could say, but since it's basically not on the foundation, it's technically the first floor. But this is my storage room for this area. Just a failed TNT tank. It used to shoot blaze rods. I don't think it's filled right now, but that used to be useful for just target practice and fun. Um, This is I still use this a lot actually. Has most of the important blocks that I need for building, from all the woods to all the stones to diamonds and valuables. Even though my valuables are kept in the vault, which I'm about to show you. I got this vault design from a YouTube video. It was actually very helpful because it's the only one I've ever made in mobile Minecraft because you can't really make good redstone contraptions in mobile Minecraft. So this is my first 3x3 piston door that I was able to successfully make. And this is the vault with some emergency supplies just in case. This vault is only openable from one side, even though you could easily dig in if you wanted to. But this is my vault. I'm quite rich, but I could be richer. I kind of gave up on grinding diamonds and valuables once I started moving around. I started not just coming here and placing all my stuff here, but just folding it around. There's diamonds and chests and diamonds, iron everywhere in this world. So I always have resources just spread around. But that's basically my vault. And if you wonder why I'm playing on mobile, well, for one, I can't afford a PC. Um, I'm still a kid. I don't got a job yet. But yeah, I can't afford things like that yet. So I make do with what I have. Over there is a blacksmith house. I got this idea from, also from a YouTube video. I modified it a tiny bit because I wasn't really happy with the design when it came out on the mountain. But I did modify it a tiny bit, and my blacksmith who used to be here, he died. I don't know how. I came back one day and it's just like he was gone, and it was actually quite devastating. Um, because he was the first. I think he was the first villager I actually got in this world. I brought him over here. Brought him over from a spruce village, which was a little bit all the way to the right of the map. It took a while to get him over here because he minecarts and boats are just so slow. But it took him a while, and I was mad when he died because it was like a ton of work for nothing. So if you notice, I did skip a part of my house, which is the basement, because that is actually where my nether portal is, and there's one over there, but I gotta show the basement as well. This is and for some reason, that nether portal and this one I'm about to show you both lead to the same place, even though they're not technically next to each other. And I'm not complaining because it's actually quite like convenient, but inconvenient at the same time because every time I go in the portal, I end up to my main like rail split system of nether tracks. But every time I come out, I end up over there instead of in my house, which I wanted, but I can't really fix it now, and I don't want to mess anything up even more, so I like leave it as it is. This is the basement. This is where I keep most of my resources, other than the automated storage you saw up there. It's quite modern. It's just nature items, equipment, and things like that. These armor stands were filled. I broke the armors or used them all up. So back here we have my This is where I fought the Wither. I was under the impression at the time that they couldn't break through obsidian, but apparently they can. So I wasted all this time in gathering obsidian for nothing, just for it to blow through it, and I had to repair it, and I never fought a wither down here again. Instead, I do that on the bottom of the world. Um, Back upstairs, another portal now. Um, this entire system is gridlocked with nether tracks, and I do plan on expanding to all corners of the map and as far as I can reach. On this phone, even though it's quite current, um, I do have, I do not have any other world on this phone except for this. Um, I'll take you to the town. This town is my proudest achievement in this world. It's the most impressive builds, the most grouped impressive builds I've ever made in the first massive town slash city I've ever made. It's called Revan City because I just thought of something off the top of my head. I do plan on renaming it, but this was a city that was built in survival, and it took at least a year because I just kept failing and I kept messing up building signs, and I just didn't want to come back to it. But eventually, I did get to it, and I finished. And the wall in my first base was impressive. If that was impressive, well, then this one is much more because it is absolutely massive. It spans almost. I cannot tell you how far this map expand this this wall expands, but it took so long to build. This is my city. The first I got the idea from a YouTuber who made a whole series on individual job houses, and then I decided to expand upon that, connecting them, interlocking them, and making them have actual residents. Ooh, you're actually supposed to be out. Um,
Not comfortable letting them out of their houses because the wall and there's so much light and there's glowstone underneath the grass that monsters don't spawn no more. Like right here, there's glowstone underneath these carpets, so no monster spawns in here. This is my city. It's Revan City. It's quite massive actually, and it was quite the work. That's my tower. There's about 8 beacons in there because after I started getting really good, I started grinding the wither and getting beacons because I love beacons in this game. But this is just a cool tour. I'm not going to go in every building because I would just make this video an hour long, and since I'm new and relatively want to keep things short and no one wants to watch some boring kid talk about his Minecraft world that long, so this is just the city, a quick tour of the city. Street lamps came last. Surprisingly, the wall actually came before most of the buildings in this place. But every villager is named, which took so much fishing hours in an automated fish farm. And since there's no actual like auto clicker you can put on this thing, I had to do it all by hand. I actually got I don't know how long I spent this time on fishing, but these buildings are all habitable. They all have a bed because every villager has an assigned bed, and they will go to their bed and sleep. Over there is over there's my what's it called, sunflower field. I got the idea from Slime. He's a popular Minecraft YouTuber as well. I saw it and I was like, that's actually a really good idea. And I decided to slightly copy it, but make mine not as big because he had a PC and the flowers would actually make me lag at the time. But this is my flower field, and I really did enjoy making this because not only was it quite much more easier than expected to make, but it actually did turn out to look really well. And if you fly over it in creative, it does actually bring a lot of pop to this village. Every house is I try to make unique. I didn't want any building in this place to ever look the same or give you the same feeling. So every house you look at will never be the same. They're all different. That's my clock tower, beacon on top. This actually used to be a regular village, but I broke down the houses because it was quite ugly and it looked like it rendered in half chunked. So some buildings were missing, some were on hills, one was underground. So I just destroyed them and breeded the villagers and populated this whole town so I could have a main city, because I've always wanted to make a city in Minecraft, and this is the first time I've ever done it, and I actually really do enjoy how it looks. I am planning to expand because over here you can see there is a lot more land that needs to be covered and a lot more land that needs to be filled up with something, because monsters can potentially spawn out here, but I have covered most of the ground with glowstone, so I don't think that's a problem right now. But as we move on, I think I'm going to take you to the my mansion. My mansion right now is, I call it the manor. It is actually the main base that I'm kept at right now due to the fact that it's outward and out there. I took inspiration for this base off a Google image after looking up white mansions, and I am actually quite happy with how it turned out. I thought it was quite ugly at first until I realized just how expensive it looked, because it's made out of quartz and the roof is made out of ocean monument brick, which took a long time to get. I actually had to destroy a project in order to build this, because I was planning on making this whole place I was planning on making the place underwater monument under the water. It failed. Sorry for the stutter, but this is probably the best house I've ever made. And though some of my friends do say that the other house does look a little better, I have some people say that this one looks better, and I'll leave that up to you. But this house is much bigger than the last one, and it took a lot more time because of how expensive it was, and how tedious it is to put glass panes in the older version. I don't know why it's so hard. But this is the back of it. But I wish it was actually nice, so you could get a better view of how it looks like in the dark. But let me just go back here to get a full scale of the house. And I am planning on cleaning up the front lawn because I did have to burn down a forest to build this thing. But this is this is where I live right now. It took a lot faster. It actually went by a lot faster than I thought it would. but it took about 4 months to build, and a long time to collect, about a month to collect the resources. I do have the strategy where I collect all the resources I may need before I start building. I don't use shulker boxes, fill them up, and then just go at it and see if I have enough. I do make sure I have enough. This is my library. This is going to be empty space for now, but I'm thinking about filling it up with something. This is an XP farm. It works very poorly, actually, because I don't know why, but getting cactus and green dye used to give you XP, but no longer, so I just use the other one. This is my spell room, shulker boxes for book storage. This library used to have a villager, but he died. He went somewhere, I don't know where. That's my golem butler. This is a map room down there. That's a map room. Over here is over here is just my office and potion room. I got every flower in the game and every tree in the game and just tried to make it look snazzy. It took a while actually to get these netherite armor cases. And though people might get mad, be like, why are you wasting netherite? I played this game for so long that I have so much of every resource that I don't really care about wasting them anymore. Down here we have the kitchen, things like that. Back here's my kitchen, like I showed you before, that my automatic smelter is down here. Another automatic smelter I have is over here. I used this as an experiment from another YouTube video. My villagers despawned. I don't know how they were named. I have one left, which is the most pathetic one. I don't really need them. I'll show you downstairs later. This fish tank used to have fish in it. Actually still does. Salmon and trout, yeah. Another Goler Butlam. Over here is, over here is just a little art piece I did. I don't know why. I like that painting a lot. This is my second office, another golem butler, and I just like this place because it's like a little social hub. My villager who used to live here, he died. I don't know where he went. He actually could still be hiding in the house. And this is actually, I like this one because it actually has kept the fish in here. I don't know how, but this is my fireplace fish tank. I love fish tanks. In real life, I have fish, and I want to utilize that as much in Minecraft. I actually do wish that they would add more better options to make fish tanks in the game, or house fish as pets, because I do think they look quite great in any house, and they can spice up a room if you don't know where to put things. Upstairs is just 2 bedrooms, my room and my friend's room. My friend toured this house and he wanted me to build a room because this place was completely empty. This house is absolutely massive and I just had no idea what I was going to put in here, so I just filled in this. This is my friend's room. I don't know. Just kept it simple, and a problem with this house is that it's mostly made of glass, so you can imagine how hard it was to actually decorate interior when the glass would show it. So I had to change that up. This is my room. This is my main spawn point. I come here when I die. I made things simple. My journal used to be there, but I just put a book there in this place because it burnt up. Let me show you the basement. The basement is inspired by a hermitcraft, the massive labs under the hermitcraft bases. This is actually probably the biggest single dig out I've ever done. It's quite big, and my machine wouldn't fluently work here, so I had to do it by hand. And this actually is where I almost got really tired of this world and almost deleted it because it just took so long to build this thing. Mainly because during the time I was building this, I was playing other games and just trying to get off my phone a lot more. But this just took so long because it was just such a hassle, and at the time I couldn't find that many bamboo forests, so I couldn't do any scaffolding, which just made this all the more harder because it just made things so difficult. And I have barely anything down here because it is the second to newest building in this entire world. This is the massive redstone lab, which is just a part of that. It's like an extension of the massive facility upstairs. This is my eye scanner. I'm gonna utilize this a lot, but because of mobs, and I don't want mobs coming in here. This is my wave machine. I got this idea from Jumbo and his giant, massive minecart wave thing. I'm gonna make a giant version of this. All I gotta do is put a repeating circuit going through this, and it will make the minecarts constantly jump in a perfectly good looking wave. This is basically the concept the storage system so I never forget. And this is my, I was going to put some tables with some equipment and lab equipment things just going on, notes and stuff. This is my, this is the rest of the map. This is about, I think this is, no, this actually is, yeah, I think this is actually all the land I've discovered. I don't know if these are level 4 maps. I think they're level 3s. But that's basically all the land around this lab and all the land that you see in the ocean just covers around the entire part. So I call this part of the map like the northern peninsula because the ocean's above me. And so I think of it like in a relation to Canada and Greenland. Like I'm on the top of the iceberg. But this is basically the massive room, and I am going to expand on this greatly. So probably in the next video, if I decide to make one on this world, this is probably going to be the newest thing, if not the most detailed thing in this game, because this is just I spent too much time on this not to utilize it more. There is actually more stuff back home that I got to show you, but I got to get most of the outward stuff out as well, just to get things out the way. My next thing is, let's see. I do have a ship. I love boats. I want Minecraft to have pirates, but not sunken pirates. I want real pirates. You can just find, like, instead of like things like ocean monuments, I wish that pirate ships spawned with, like, let's say illagers on it, dressed up as something, because I love pirate ships and I actually want to live on this pirate ship. I was gonna make this my main base. This is where I was gonna live, and I did live here for a while, but then I decided to go back on mainland because I got tired of just walking around. So as of now, what's this? So as of now, I'm moving toward my boat. This place it's actually a lot bigger than most people would expect, and it is kind of an eye stunner because you don't really build things like this in a survival Minecraft world. But as I said before, like I've had this world for so long, I'm at the point where if I come up with an idea, I will build it here without questions asked. Even if I don't finish it, eventually I will. And that's why I love those games, because I can put a project on hold and I can come back to it later. This is just my silly doc. This is also another project that I'm working on. I built this just to add some detail because of the massive ship, which you probably just saw in the corner. But it's so massive that I barely can render it in. This is my ship. I have not thought of a name for it yet. I was thinking of calling it the Jackdaw because one of my favorite games is Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, and the Jackdaw is just such an iconic ship in the game and the main ship you use. And I made my own version of it, but of course mine is much bigger. It's a frigate. It's mostly based off the Black Pearl from Pirates of the Caribbean, except black material is really hard to find in this game. So I just made out of spruce, dark spruce. So it actually looks more like Queen Anne's Revenge, which is Blackbeard's ship. But it is, I would say, one of the most fantastic things to look at in this world, and I'm so mad because I actually did try to render it all at once from my base, and you can see this from the top of my base, which is right over there. You can't see it, but you can only see the back of it. But if I crank this up, I can see it all the way. But to avoid lag and make this video weird to watch, despite all the audio lags and visual things like that, I want to make this video as easy to watch as possible because I am recording on an iPhone. And yeah, like I said before, I don't got a computer, so this is all just going to be done on a phone. So excuse if the audio sounds terrible or if it's cutty or laggy, but that's basically how things are going to go until I can afford something better. But this was my room. Most things in the ship are taken out and have been moved to the mansion. I don't know how that map piece got lost, but it's just gone. But this is where I live. This is where my bed was. Same concept as the one at home, but this was just like, I loved living here. It was quite a hassle to go from here to land and back all the time, every single time, but I did it. I made the trip because I genuinely just thought that it was just amazing to live on this thing. And I don't come here often anymore because there's really not much here, but as far as I'm concerned, I am still really proud of this build. though it may be empty, I will probably come back here and try and make it a full-fledged base, because that is my dream. Everything I build in this game, every major building in this game, I plan on making it into a massive base. I want things, when people come to this world, I want people to visit and be like, wow, this is amazing, how did you do this? And I'm not looking to gloat, because I know I'm nowhere near as good as most Minecraft YouTubers out there, but I do take heavy inspiration from them because they have taught me so much about this. And so most of these building designs are based off, or if not completely used off of Grian. I use Grian's designs. I watch a lot of his videos to help me figure out how to design a building and how to make it look real. That ship is based off an actual picture of a frigate and a model ship I have at home. And it was actually one of the fastest things I built in this game that was that big, due to the fact that Grian just taught me watching Grian just taught me how to use building materials and how to utilize them to the best effect, to give you the best effect, that best pop of a building. And I use a lot of his advice in all my builds from now on, because it's like Minecraft to me is like riding a bike. Once you learn something in this game, you usually don't forget it. And when it comes to building, it's no different. You pick up on skills, and that's why I say that anyone can build, because that is how I used to build. And after watching so many videos like Trixie Blocks, Momo Jumbo Gray, and things like that, I just learned how to build, and I just learned and learned and learned. And I just found that this game is just so much fun, which is why I love it so much, is because you can make anything you want in this game. There's no limits to how you can build, and it's the same concept of why GTA is so popular, because you can do anything in that game. It's like an escape. It's a creative overflow. You can just do something. You want to do something, you do it. So over here, I'm taking you to the one of the last things in this showcase. I got this from a YouTube video. It's my first Japanese build. I like it quite a lot. I modified it a tiny bit because I wanted to put my own spin on it, but this is my Japanese style house. A three-way house, the main house, and two subpart houses. This is actually one of the most expensive, probably the most expensive build I had, because I had to find I can't remember the call, but I had to find one of the rarest biomes in the game to get this. But some of the materials are here, and I wish I made a map there. It's down south of this map, all the way down south, about 4 maps down south. But I didn't think of making a map because, frankly, I didn't have enough paper, and I just thought that I would know my way back because I use coordinates quite a bit. But this is just like one of the last things you can see while touring my base, and there's a village over there. The last thing I'm going to show you is what I'm working on right now. I do love the mansion I live in now, and I do find it quite a livable space. It's really, if I really wanted to, I wouldn't really have to build anywhere else. But as an avid Minecraft player, you can never be satisfied with a building, especially one that was made and is finished. So I am making another mansion. It is bigger. It is going to be more detailed. It is not based off of pictures, not based off of a real life build. It is based purely off of what I can think of in my mind. And it's when I really honestly think that when I'm finished with this thing, it will make this world truly just like explode in detail. It is going to make this world, possibly make me, if I post this somewhere, known somewhere. And I really hope to get recognition from the Hermitcraft server. I know I'm nowhere near good enough to join them, but I do hope that they at least get to see things that I built. And I do wish to get just as big as them. But this build is absolutely massive. It's going to be kind of like it's a stone mansion build based off old design I made, but to like scaled at times 4 of what its original predecessor was. And I got the idea a while back because it's based off my first fortress castle, but this time I'm going to incorporate not just a fortress, but a house. It's going to be a fortress layout with a house instead. I'm planning on making it 4 floors, 1 on the bottom, 3 on top. And though it's relatively ugly right now and relatively small, well, not small, relatively unfinished. When it is finished, I will probably post a follow-up showing the result. And this is not just a Minecraft channel. I do plan on doing a lot of other things. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm new to this, and I honestly did not know to make a video of, so I thought I'd just show people, hey, I can play Minecraft at least. I call this place just the mansion for now, because honestly, I don't know what to name it yet. So through this Gordo, that's a mine. This is where I'm getting most of the stone I need for it, all built by hand. I'm mostly getting the materials because this is going to be just a massive build, and it's going to be amazing. So up here, the house should be behind me once I get up here. And it is, I think this is, I don't know if I'm on the map or on a map. Well, that's my end map, but I am far up. Oh, there I am down the corner. I am far down south in that snowy biome I mentioned earlier because I didn't want to build out here. And I would say the biggest hassle here is getting rid of the snow. The snow is the most, it is the most hardest thing to get through. Because I had to use water to get rid of it, and it piles on it, until it's a full block, and it's making my life difficult. But I am going to finish this build, and this is just the front. I have the entire outside done, except only the first floor, and inside is quite a mess, but at least the entrance is almost done. And I'm going to fill in all the space, and that should actually do it for this Minecraft wrap-up. I'm going to make this world look as beautiful as possible, and I hope I can get subscribers in this. This is a first video for me. So, again, sorry for if anything sounded weird, if there's any weird cuts, but I am going to make this world as good as possible. I'm going to work to be a good YouTuber. So, see ya, like and subscribe. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to call myself yet as of now, but when I do think of the name, I'm gonna be just gonna do it. Adios, guys. So that's the video, and again, sorry for the major audio lag, but as well, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.